I only built this a couple days ago, but I've spent hours just sitting here since then. Just watching, thinking. You know what I realized? It's a little distracting. This is supposed to be my thinking spot, not my staring at balloon spot. So I think maybe we move on to a different view. We think about what can go here. I meant for episode 2 to be a tour of my Harry Potter world. That would probably be 2 episodes. It's so detailed and big. But that's not how my brain works, apparently. I just can't stop thinking about putting a giant escalator right here that you load your ghast into here, and it carries you all the way up to the top of the valley. And then in front of it, just be a giant pixel art wall. You may have seen in my short, I came up with a pretty cool design for a pixel art Happy Ghast. And I want to do it in survival. And it's going to be twice as big as the other one. The escalator is going to be twice as big. This is going to be crazy, guys. I'm not going to do like a material gathering montage. I want to show you a few ways I'm getting some resources. You remember we freed our sheep, and that left me with a bunch of extra dispensers, observers, some dust. I'm going to grab this stuff now. I have a lot of dispensers already from trial chambers ready to go. And then when the autocrafter came out, I set up a little autocrafting station on this world and made a bunch of redstone stuff. So I already have a bunch of observers ready to go, repeaters. We should be good to go. I'm going to get everything together, and then I'm going to bring you guys back for the next step, which will be a bunch of terraforming. So I'm going to show you my plan for that. Maybe get started a little bit, but it's seriously going to be a few days worth of just leveling out that mountain, getting it the right shape and size for what I want to do with it. We need a nice big flat wall for our pixel art. So stay tuned, guys. This is going to be a fun one. I'm really excited about this. This is the view I want to capture when I'm riding up the escalator. So if we look right next to this B-dubs build, I'm gonna push all of this back, probably so we're lined up with the edge of that building. So when I lock onto the ghast, and when I turn, I can see that statue right in the middle of my screen. We gotta push everything back a bit. This is what I'm working with to get started though, guys. It's not crazy. The craziest part was getting a bunch of repeaters made up. We probably don't need this much honey. This is just for the first bubble column where you launch your ghast in. Bunch of observers, dispensers, and then we're going to need, I haven't counted the steps yet, but we're going to need a bucket of water for every step. That's going to be a lot of filling up of buckets. But yeah, I got my beacon ready. I need to go find my shovel. I think it's in my ender chest. And I'm going to get started. I'm just going to start cutting away at this, get it more lined up with that. And we're going to have a nice big flat wall for our pixel art. It's going to be huge. Like I've been trying to picture this. Once we get up to the top, I mean, it's just going to be a giant pixel art wall here. It's going to look awesome. And that's probably what's going to take me the longest, is gathering all the concrete to make that blue sky. That's going to take a while. I don't have a concrete maker on this world, so I might end up building that farm just to make that easier, because I don't want to have to place and harvest. That's going to be thousands of blocks of concrete. And I usually just kind of do it one stack at a time in the lake here on this world, and that would take days. So I might have to make a farm. Let me work on this for a little bit. I'll bring you guys back when I make some progress. And if I think of a way to get all that concrete made quickly and easily. Found a couple shovels. I'm going to burn through those pretty quickly though. And I think I found the right line for this. It's going to be right here at the edge of the building like I thought. And once we clear it out, you just get a perfect view of that villager. Let's get up there a bit so you can see. Yeah, this is going to take a while. I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew right now. This is gonna be days of just grinding out this. Is this our line? Yeah, okay, right here. Let's get up there and see. Huh. I think I did that at some point. Okay. Here we go. Look at that. That's gonna be a perfect shot coming up this escalator. Just facing right at that guy. And I think I'm gonna have to... Oops. I'm gonna have to pull this wall forward a bunch to make it even. Otherwise we're gonna have like two different dimensions for the... or two different depths for the pixel art. I'm not sure how that'll look. But I think I need to get all of this cleared first so we can get a better picture of it. I looked at how many steps it was up to where I want to take this, and I think I want to go up to this level right here. That's a nice straight shot from down there. And that puts us, we're at 126, and I want to start at, what was it, 73, I think? 77. So, 23, 49? It's not even a full 64 steps, right? Did I just totally do that math wrong? I probably did. I'm going to have to look at that again. But I was just thinking I might need to get more dispensers and observers, but this should be good with what we have here already. So yeah, I'm going to keep hacking away at this. I'll bring you back once I have this all cleared out, you know, more of a straight line, see what we're looking with. And then we'll probably just start building. Like, I think if I get the bubble column in first, and then maybe a couple steps, that'll give us a better picture of how it's going to look going up, how much room we'll have for the pixel art. I'm excited, guys. Okay, so here's where my crazy brain with its big plans and reality usually clash. I wanted a mock-up of where this would be, kind of get a better idea for what it would look like once the pixel art was in. And also, I know this is a huge terraforming project down here, cutting away all this stuff, but you also have to remember, once it's in, I have to do all the world building up here that connects everything and makes it all, you know, make sense. Like, I'll probably have different levels eventually with like a store up here, you know, different things, but then this will all be big and open with the pixel art. But here's where this is going to turn into a way bigger project than I thought. I think it's going to look a lot better if it starts way back here. Maybe level with this. So that means I have to cut all of this out to get a nice big flat pixel art wall. And then probably build all of this up. We'll just have a giant pixel art. And I'm going to put more pixel art here. Like, I'm kind of really into pixel art since I made these. And it all started with this one, which Smallish Beans built Hermitcraft Season 10. His base backed up to Impulse's base. And you probably remember this, but there was a big wall around Impulse's city. And he asked everybody to do some graffiti. And that's what Smallish Beans came up with. And it looked so cool that I took a screenshot and, you know, put it here, and then I added more flowers, and then the frog over here. So this is gonna be crazy. Like, we're gonna just kind of turn this into a big pixel art gallery probably. But yeah, so that's the updated plan. I'll bring you guys back once I line this up a bit more and start chopping away. We'll see how it's gonna look. I had a really dumb idea. And this water curtain is just in case it doesn't work and it all goes bad. Let's see what happens. Ah! Oh. Okay, go. Oh no, I'm on fire. Okay, no destruction to the B-dubs build. And we took out a big chunk. Get the rest of these things going here. Click, run. Click, run. Click, run. Ah! This is crazy. Okay. Oh, maybe I should hide in the water wall just to be safe. Did that accomplish anything or just make my job even harder? No, we got a big chunk out of there. Okay, that was just a stack of TNT. I might whip up some more of that and see what we could do. That was nice. That went way better than expected, but I threw this up there just in case. I don't even know if this would work, but I just had a feeling that maybe, you know, that if a TNT comes flying this way, it would hit the water and get stuck and then it wouldn't go too far. But for all I know, it could have flown right through there and just blew everything up. Okay, that was fun. This is how I like to do things too. It may not be as efficient, you know, I had to spend a bunch of gunpowder and sand, but that was a lot more fun than just digging it away for a couple hours. You know, I could just throw some more on here. I think I'm gonna continue this wall straight up to that wall. So we'll get two nice big flat walls here to do some stuff with, and then some big ones up here. That's a lot of pixel art. Oh, I lost some of my beacon. Uh-oh. I didn't notice that. Nothing broke over here, right? Okay, no, just some of the beacon. No big deal. I got a bunch of iron from the iron farm. The beacon itself is fine. Gotta rebuild it. No big deal. Alright, I'll bring you guys back once I fill this up with TNT. Okay, I moved the beacon just in case. I have our ghast a bit higher up now because I didn't even realize he almost died last time. And I think I have this TNT all set up in good spots. But it might take me a while to hit all these shots. Let's see. I don't want to waste too much of your time here just watching me be a bad shooter. But I think this is the safer way to do these instead of running around lighting them all with a flint and steel. Since they're all kind of in like weirder spots, you know, they're not in a straight line. I'd probably get stuck and end up blowing myself up or something. So just do this, take them out one at a time. It'd be a nice little start to our terraforming here. Nice head start. Okay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, okay. No damage to the B-dubs build. Can I hit this little one way down there? Get a little closer on her, buddy. There we go. Still no damage. Okay, the water wall did its job. We took out a nice big chunk. Still have a lot more TNT too. So I might throw some more around. You know what? I still miss some. Get these guys. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I could just maybe rebuild my beacon and chip away this stuff real quick. A couple more that I missed. Ooh, some stacks there. Uh-oh, did we hit anything? No, we're good. This is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I don't know why I don't do this more often. You know, I usually just set up a beacon and go to town mining, but this is way more fun for sure. Alright, I'll bring you guys back once I clean this up a bit. I burned through my silk pick almost the whole way already, and I'm starting on my fortune. I don't have too many backups on this world yet, so I'm gonna have to go repair them soon, but we're getting there. I probably should have just used some more TNT. Sometimes I just like to zone out and just, you know, chop away at a mountain. This is gonna be a big project, guys. Now I kind of understand why most of the YouTubers I watch do time lapses of this stuff. It's just bringing you in and out of it isn't as fun, I don't think. I mean, you get to see the process at least, first person, you know, instead of like from a distance. But we all know how to do this. I'm just chipping away at a mountain. There is something satisfying about that sound. I'll put on a video, just somebody, you know, there will be a 4-hour loop of somebody going through a plains or mining or something. You just hear the sounds and the music. I'm not the only one who does that, right? Those things get a lot of views, so I'm sure some of you have done that before too. So here, I'll give you a few seconds of that in my video. Let's see what we got. We're getting there. Yeah. We're gonna fly in here. This will be all grass. And just go right up towards this guy. That's gonna look awesome. Can't wait to get this part done so we can start building it. Gotta go empty my pockets, I think. Alright. I think I'm at a point here where I'm ready to start building. Got all the grass down. I got it pushed back to where I want. Nice flat walls. Try to picture this with me, guys. We're going to start with the bubble column here by the resin. It's going to go up like 6 or 7 blocks. You just need enough space to fly your ghast into it. And then from there, it's just going to be a giant escalator. So we'll have all of these 2 big flat walls up top. This giant flat wall here. And then this. Like, I'm going to put this in here so it's flat. But you can picture it, right? So this is just going to be a huge graffiti wall of different pixel art. It's going to be awesome. But first, I want to start building this thing so we can make sure it works. Make sure everything's in the right spot. We can make it all pretty later. Yeah, so I'm going to grab some stuff to build a bubble column right here. Honey block, soul sand, water. That's it. And then we'll get the first couple steps going for the escalator. You know what? I wanted to show you guys this too before we start building. It's just something that I'm sure a lot of you deal with too. And I just want people that, you know, maybe you feel some guilt about doing this or it makes you feel bad, like you're lazy or something. But we all do it. Like, this is my chest monster from clearing that mountain right here. It's just full of stuff. Eventually I have to, you know, sort it all and put it away. But for now, it's just hidden here next to my vending machine, because when I would come in to grab some rockets and just dump everything off real quick. Yeah, I just thought I'd share that. Just because I remember when I first downloaded the Hermitcraft World downloads, I went and saw some of their chest monsters that they have hidden in their builds, and it's crazy, guys. You'll see like 40 shulker boxes that all just have a couple little pieces of this or that in them. Because, I mean, that's the best way to do it. Why take the time to put all that stuff away when you could just, you know, leave it there, hide it, and grab new stuff for the next project. Just thought that was funny, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Quick stop to repair my tools. Usually find things like this to do right before I start a project. Like my way of procrastinating, I guess you'd say. Let me show you how I set this up here. So the farm's up there killing all those big men. If I stand right here, I just suck up all the experience. So if you want to amend your tools, you can just AFK right in this spot. Or if you want to use the looting and let it build up a bit, I'll just stand over here, use the looting for a while. Then run over with my tool and mend. And then this is just a crazy auto crafter setup. Real simple observer clock that powers it. And whenever you get 9 nuggets, you know, it'll craft it into an ingot. And then all the other ingots from the sorting system all come down here. And then I got furnaces that are melting all the swords. And I don't have an auto fuel source set up for that yet, so I just have this lava farm up here. You know, throwing buckets of lava in there as I need it. It's been working out pretty well. I hooked up a kelp farm to the one I built on my Harry Potter world that just, you know, I ran it for a couple hours and it filled everything up with so much dried kelp that I never had to run it again. It's been more than enough to fuel everything. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here in this loud, noisy mess and mend my stuff up real quick, guys, and then we'll start building. Alright, let's build it. Start it at least. So these glass blocks will be in the back. You don't need honey on all 4 corners. I'm just gonna go up a few blocks here. At 4. Let's go 3 more. Get some water in there. Go down and plant our kelp. Go back down, switch it out to a bubbles. Okay. Now this is how this works, guys. You know what? It's not going to work. Hold on. Just want to show you like this concept in case you didn't see my other videos on this first. But if we bring the ghast over to here and just fly right into the corner, it's going to pull him up to the top there. And when we dismount, it'll make him snap into place perfectly. Watch, you'll see. Fly into the corner. Boom. Right when you get up here, dismount. And you see how it lines him up automatically. So now we just have to... Right here will be a step. Actually, can I do that real quick without him floating away? Yeah, okay. So that's our first step. This is going to be a dispenser. You know, I could probably just do this right now with you guys. Don't need to cut, practice or anything. I know what I'm doing here. Water bucket goes in here. Now for concept, I don't have a button. Oh yes, I do have a button. Look at that. Always have a button with you, friends. Doesn't work. Okay, you know what? This one right here needs to be the dispenser. Okay, we could fix that. We could fix that. Let's get this guy out of the way. Get this water out of the way. Is it that one? You know what? This might have... I might have to test this out a little bit. This might have to be higher up. I think so. I think this goes higher up and the dispenser has to be right here. We'll see. Let me mess around for a little bit. I'll come up with something that works. I built this in that creative world that I lost. And, you know, I could probably go watch the video and see how I have it set up. But I'm trying to do this from memory right now. And my memory's failing me at the moment. But you see the concept at least. This is the mechanism that we'll use to load him in to the escalator. And then I'm going to make it so there's a calibrated skulk sensor listening. And right when we dismount him, it'll start the timers that get everything going. So, let's see here. You know what? Yeah, I think the step might have to be right here where the dispenser is. That's what it is. He gets caught on the edge of this. Because he comes up the honey and he'll get stuck right on the corner of this block. And then that's what gets it going. So let me test that and I'll bring you guys back when I have something working. And then we'll just start to replicate it. You know what? I'm going to keep you guys with me. A couple ideas. It shouldn't take long to test them. Now this might be a longer episode, but that's fine. I think we might do part 2 is making it beautiful with the pixel art. In part 1, we'll just get this working and build the escalator itself. So the first thing I want to try is putting the step right there. So let's do that. We can do this, grab step. Then we'll put the dispenser behind that. Right here. See if that works. I think this will work. I think this is what I did in the other world. But we can check real quick to see. I love this resin stuff. Do you guys use it too? Like scaffolding like that? It breaks so fast. It's not as annoying as scaffolding, like, you know, clicking the right thing or getting it the right way. Just go sleep real quick. Then we'll test this out. I'm hoping this works, because that could be easily replicated. Let's check. Ready, buddy? Could be all we need here, guys. We'll fly into the corner. Dismount, locks him in place, and it holds him. Okay. Yep, there we go. That'll get us started, and then we just gotta keep going up. Nice. I thought I'd have to, like, try a couple things, see what worked, or go watch that video, but no, we figured it out real quick. Did I get that honey from up there? think so. And then I see how the water's spilling down now. Obviously, I don't want that like flooding the alley down there. So I'll probably end up putting wherever it comes down. Oh, you know what? There will be signs on the steps. That'll stop it from spilling out this way. And then I'll dig a trench here. Either a trench that catches the water, or I can like make a cool wall with the new shelf. Because the shelf stop water. And then we can fill the shelves up with like flowers or something like I did in that free download world. Thought that was cool. You do the warped shelf so it's green, kind of looks like, you know, like bluegrass or whatever. And then put a bunch of flowers on the shelves and it just looks like some decorative wall design. Or floor design. Floor border, yard, garden border, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this works. Let me figure out, you know what? I want to go ahead and get the calibrated skulk sensor set up so that I don't have to push a button every time. I can just load them in, dismount, and it'll automatically go. And then we can figure out some timers that retract the water. Yeah. But the concept works. Right? This is awesome. This is going to be so silly and goofy. I love how you can just go like that to load him in. That's going to... If you saw my video on... I had an idea to turn all of these mechanics into like a moving platform shooter game where you just load the ghast in like this, and right when you dismount, it starts the game and it carries you up to a different level and across and down. You got to shoot things while you're moving. That'd be a lot of fun. Maybe we can mess around with that on this Rock Lake world and get a couple levels of it in. You know, maybe when we take the escalator up. See, here I go just imagining and planning. Like I said in episode 1, guys, this is usually what I spend most of the time doing in this game, is just thinking about things that never happen, you know? But it's so much fun because now I'm picturing it. Like, as we're riding up here, we can have a few targets hidden around that do certain things, like shoot off some fireworks or something. When we get to the top, it could load us into a flying machine that launches us across, maybe over to by spawn. And then from over there, we can have another escalator that goes up. It could just wrap around the whole valley. That's awesome. Alright, I'm going to get the stuff together for a calibrated skulk sensor, and then we'll set that up and test our launch mechanism. Oops, I missed a piece of resin there. And I think I missed it again. Yep. Okay, got it. Be back in a bit. I'm only getting a couple stacks like this, I promise, and then I'll make the machine. But let me show you what I got going on so far. I got everything together for the skulk sensor. I built a little area for our redstone. And I just wanted to get a couple stacks of this stuff so we can hide it right away, so I can kind of see what I'm working with here. So I'll probably go right here, and we'll just do blue for now. I might come back in and add some clouds or something, you know, but for now it's just going to be the blue so I can see how everything looks. Let's see real quick. But yeah, the calibrated skulk sensor will be up here, listening for when anybody dismounts off of a mob. And I might need to put some wool. No, you know what? I shouldn't have to isolate that at all. And if we find some problem where, you know, like some other sound is triggering it, then I can build a little wool box around it to just listen to this area. But this should work. And the blue is just going to kind of give me an idea of what this pixel wall is going to look like. That's awesome. So yeah, this will be the front, but then the rest of it's going to be, because we need this visible here. We need to be able to fly up to this. Actually, you know what? I need to check if this will work with that first row of blue blocks right there. I might need to remove those. Get into the corner. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't tested this yet, so see how it goes. Does it still work? Oh no, those blocks are blocking it. Okay. So now we know we got to take out just this row probably. We can see the honey blocks. And yep. Okay, cool. So this will be here just to hide the redstone stuff, you know, probably go up a little bigger. But then the rest of the wall is going to start, it's not going to go all the way back here. Can probably put it level with this here. So this will give us more of an idea. Yeah, cool. So that's gonna just be a big, huge wall. I'll have to light up behind it, but this is enough space to hide something. I could hide something back here, even if it's just a couple rows of like a stacked up bamboo farm or something. Like that gives us enough room for something back there. But anyway, that's where I'm at, guys. Once I kind of work my head around the circuit for this sensor and I get ready to build it, I will bring you back and show you how I'm doing that. And then we'll get a couple more steps going. So I thought I'd bring you guys with me while I test this. I think I have this figured out what I'm going to set up. And I also want to make sure that when the dispenser's triggered, this first observer sees the change in the water source. We get a signal here. So we're going to go lectern, put the book on it, turn it to page 5. That'll hear if I go like this, it'll sense it. Or if you're on a mob, like a horse or, you know, a pig with a saddle or a Happy Ghast, when you dismount, it'll hear it too and set it off. So we're going to take a comparator out of that. And then we get this guy. He's going to go right there. Make sure this part is pointing towards the comparator. And now... okay. So me jumping doesn't set it off. But that does. And now I want to waterlog this too. So we're going to go solid block, solid block, solid block, solid block. Then in Bedrock we can waterlog comparators. So now, silent. Then we're going to pull the signal out of this block with the comparator, I think, into some dust. And then I think we will need a repeater. We might not, but I'm going to put one there anyway. And then some dust on top. Okay, so that works. The water was dispensed, and the observer saw. So now we can just work a circuit off of each step. The observer is going to see the water source being added. And you know what? I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to time this so that it pulses twice and retracts the water afterwards. But I don't know if you saw my video in that creative world. Like the water wall looks so cool when it's in front of the pixel art. I might leave it so it stays out and we have to like come down and reset it to turn it off. I might just leave that, or I'll put a button up at the top. We can hit the button and that'll start the sequence again or something. But yeah, coming together so far. It worked out easier than I thought. I thought I'd have to be messing around with this for a bit, but I just hopped into my Harry Potter world. I looked at how I had it set up for the jukebox thing I have, and just repeated that. So nice and simple. You guys want to do something like this? This is all you need, you know? Once you learn this skulk sensor, the calibrated skulk sensor, that opens up a lot in Redstone. That's when I really started to mess around. Makes it easy to test things too, because you can just quickly go like that to fire everything off. You don't have to go push a button, you know, or reset, put a button on something and hit it. You could just test it multiple times in a row like that. Alright, let me figure out the next step, guys, and we'll start building some steps. I was just goofing around and I popped a totem. Hasn't happened in a while. And I have so much stuff on me that I can't even pick it up. Okay. Yeah, I think we're ready. I was going to wait for it to stop raining, but since I popped that totem, I wanted to share that fail with you guys. And we might as well just get started. So, this is a pretty simple pattern that I figured out for a decent timing for this, where we're not going too slow, we're not going too fast. It's a nice steady pace up. It is kind of slow, but it works. So we need 3 repeaters that are on maximum delay. And I'm going to show you. We're just going to build it right now. So we need to go like this. Actually, I think we only need 2 for the first one. Let's see. We're gonna go 2 repeaters, and then a block going into this repeater. And a piece of dust here, and another piece of dust. This right? Yeah. We go block, dust, and block, block. Right here is going to be our next dispenser, going into a step right here. So actually we can do that. We can go block, step, upside down step, break this, and put the dispenser facing into it. Or is that going to face us? That's going to face us. Why are these things so silly sometimes? Can I do this from back here? Maybe I need to be a little farther away. That. And right under the dust right here. Can that work? Hard to tell, huh? So we can put a bucket in it and see. Oh, I can't jump on the honey. That's right. Alright. Let's get up here. Throw a bucket in here. Grab a button. Just to test this one. Oops. Okay. Oh yeah, it worked. I forgot it would run it when I dismounted. Oh, wait a minute. That button fired off the one underneath it too. So let's just do this real quick. Okay. Yeah. That's not what we want though. We want just this one to fire. I didn't wire this circuit up yet. Right? I just realized that. I didn't even wire this up yet. But it fired both. So we have to... Do I need this dust on here? Yeah. So can we go down with this one? I think so. Watch, we'll go like this, guys. And you know what? Do me a favor in the comments and let me know if you want me to leave this kind of stuff out. Like if you don't really care about the figuring it out part, if you just want to see it built, you know. But I like these kinds of videos myself, so that's what we're going for. Now when I go like this, does that still work? Yep, okay. Now we can run this one. So we had the... Were there 2 repeaters? We have 2 already. We need 1 more here. And is this a good spot for it? We'll double check and see. But I should be able to put that dust right there. Now it should fire both of them. Okay. That should be good timing. And you know what? Let's just check real quick with our buddy. And if it works, I think, you know, I'll just go ahead and build some more steps. What are we stuck on? Oh, we're stuck on that observer. Ooh, interesting conundrum. We're stuck on that observer, so we're not getting pushed forward. I'm gonna need to think about this, guys. We might need to change this up a bit. Let me look and see how I did it in the creative world. See, right when the water came off, we drifted up a little bit. That's not effective. We need this to be better. Let's just try one more time in case I set something up wrong. No, we should have moved right when that first one hit us. Let me see what I can come up with, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I have a fix, but I think it's just going to be temporary until I can figure out something else. This first step, we're going to get rid of the stair, or I'm sorry, get rid of the dispenser and go for a sticky piston. But here's the thing with that. Like, one of the whole points of this to me was it was a pistonless system, you know. So we got to be able to find a better way. Did I lose my button? I think I did. This isn't gonna fire. So you know what? We're just gonna go like this for now. Go ahead and break that. Alright. Now it doesn't matter if we mount up and come off a couple times. Alright, so sticky piston, then the stair. Okay. Now we can go water bucket. And now let's put the stair there. Put a sign here. Might as well test this out. And then the next observer be right here. No. Right here. Yes, okay. So, I think we don't need... There, you know what? Let's disable this for a second so I don't set it off. Then we're gonna go put that back on. I think if I put... Oh, you know what? Don't need this anymore. Don't need this. Just thinking here, guys. I'd have to rewire this here. I want the piston and the first dispenser to fire at the same time. So we're gonna go like this. I think we can take a repeater friend, put him here. This is where, if I was better at redstone, this would be easier. But I'm getting there, you know? And I can go like that. And now, let's check with our buddy. This should work. This should work. Let's see. This will be our final like proof of concept test. Oh, I gotta get rid of that observer there. We don't need him. That was the one that was blocking us. Alright, so we fly in. Stuck on something? Come on. Come on. Fly in. There we go. Turn it off. Boom. Okay. So the first step's a little rough with the piston. I'll try to find a better way. But that works, and now I can keep going. I'm gonna build a few more steps, and then I'll bring you back, show you how it works. And then I'm just gonna knock it all out real quick and show you the end result. And then I think episode 3, I wanted it to be the Harry Potter world tour. I missed that world. I want to get back to it, but I've been so obsessed with these guys, and I kind of want to just prove to people that said no one would build this in survival wrong, just by doing it. You know, I'm gonna make a freaking giant escalator that goes all the way to the top of my world for no reason. I might not ever even use it, you know, just for fun a few times. And I don't know, actually I can see myself now just staring out over the valley as you slowly go up. Yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. Alright, I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay, I figured out the steps I want to do this in. I keep saying steps as I'm building steps, and it makes me chuckle inside every time. So we're gonna go dispenser, stairs. Oh, I went ahead and turned this off for now because I'm gonna be mounting and dismounting a lot right now. We have to go up a step. Dispenser, shift, stair, up a step, dispenser. Oops. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you this a couple times, and then show you the next step. The next step for the steps with extra steps. That's what these are, right? Steps with extra steps. Okay, upside down steps with extra steps. Alright, so that's all we're gonna do for now. And then we're just going to take an observer and put it right on each step. Get back here on this guy. Oh, not really. Great. What's in our way here? The whole wall. Okay. We're going to have to go like this. Boom. Does this angle work? Yeah, okay. So you see this, the point of this, right? Like this, these observers are going to see every time one of these adds a water source to the stair block in front of it, and then we're going to build a circuit off of that, like I just showed you before. So that's it. That's just going to repeat up all the way. Make sure that whenever if you do try to do this crazy thing, this first block that's behind the observer, make it the same color as your pixel art wall. So I'm doing the blue sky, right? So whatever, if you're doing this in front of a pixel art wall, make sure you do that first block while you're building it. Because once you have it all built, and then you do the pixel art, this is what happened in that creative world I was doing. I had to like change it because I was using white quartz for all my redstone, but then I had this big blue wall, and you saw this diagonal of white quartz that made no sense, that was going up the whole way. So I had to go to each one, I had to take the observer out, remove the block, check what the repeater was on. Like, it was a really annoying process to fix it all. So make sure if you do this, you put whatever color you're using just on the first one. Like, all the rest of your redstone, we could make this whatever we want. Like, I'm probably going to do that just to save on concrete. But the first one, make sure it's the same color as your wall. Alright, this step's done. I just wanted to get the stairs and dispensers in, just to get a better idea for how big of a canvas we're going to have with our pixel art. It's going to be huge, guys. I already know exactly what I'm going to do, too. If you saw my creative world, I came up with this really cool design for a cherry tree where the leaves stick out over, so it kind of looks like a relief. And I want to do a big one here. Big cherry tree right here, some flowers. And then up there's going to be a huge ghast. Maybe another ghast here. Some clouds and stuff. But that cherry tree is going to be the main focal point, I think. Taking up all of this. It's gonna look awesome. And then I'll have to do all of the world building, like I said, on this side. You know, just kind of bring everything closer here. Connect it all up. Decorate it, put some leaves over everything. Try to hide. I don't think I can hide the dispensers, really. Unless I do some kind of overhang. We'll have to mess around with that. Maybe we can. Yeah. Then once we're up here, I'm either going to have him connected to a flying machine that launches him all the way over to here, where there'll be like a little dock. You can get off and take off, you know. I know this is ridiculous, obviously. I could just fly out of my village super easily, but where's the fun in that? I can't turn that into a 4-day project. Or what? This is probably like an hour-long episode by now. I'm sorry if it's been too long. I appreciate you sticking with me. I'm gonna figure out the timing and everything a bit more, get the editing part of this down. But now I gotta do some redstone and get all of this working. And at the very least, I'm gonna put all these signs on all the steps so the water doesn't spill out everywhere. Yeah, I'll bring it back when I make some more progress. But I'm pretty excited about what we got so far. I can see it in my head already. I know it looks kind of goofy and out of place right now, but in my mind it's already a big, giant, beautiful pixel art wall, you know, with a little docking station up there. It's gonna be awesome. And then maybe we turn this side of this into steps at certain points. You know, like if I cut this back and put a little house here, there could be some steps that come out here, and just you can walk along the steps too. That could be a thing. This is that idea part of it. I could sit here for 3 or 4 more hours and just think about ways to make this better, ways to bring it all connected, you know, connect it all together. But for now, I'm gonna listen to some music and grind out some of this redstone. Once I have a few of the circuits done, I'll bring you guys back and show you how it works. And then we'll give it a little test, maybe when there's like 10 steps or so. Alright guys, after messing with these timers for a while, I got about 10 steps done. Check them out. Then I'll show you the redstone, walk you through it. And then I'm just going to have to spend a couple hours wiring up all the rest of them, testing it, making sure it works. But what I have so far works. Nice and slow, like the creative version. Hey. That's as far as I went, right about here. Yep. So that was the last one, the dispensary. Alright, so let's take a look at this, guys. If you look, you can kind of tell that it's the same thing over and over again. See how it repeats? It's like it repeats, but it doesn't repeat. The shape repeats, but then you have to mess around with the dust and the repeaters and get them in the right position so the dust doesn't connect. And what I mean by that, like, let's say right here, put a piece of dust. See how it connects to the step below it? We can't have that. And that's what repeaters are for. The repeaters not only change the delay, like you can add a delay on the signal, but you can sneak these in spots like this where you don't want it to connect to dust. So that's all this has been, really, is me putting together this little puzzle. You know, repeating this pattern, and you get the... Here, I can probably get in here and show you, or get into one of them real quick and show you. Okay. So the repeater comes out of the observer. Maximum delay, maximum delay, maximum delay. That's the 3 that we need on maximum delay. And then it goes into this block, lights up this dust, comes to this dust, and then these repeaters, we're only using those so they don't connect to the dust. So these have no delay on them. That makes sense, guys? It barely makes sense to me. I'm still learning all this stuff. But it works. It's gonna look cool when the water's going all the way up. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. I know there wasn't really a big finish to the project, but that's what next week's for, because we're gonna make it look beautiful. We're gonna get that tree in there, the ghasts. We'll probably start by making a concrete maker, just because, I mean, this is the 2 stacks that I made already. Just that. I went through 2 whole stacks just with these 2 little lines. So we're gonna need a lot of concrete, guys. Different colors and stuff too, so that'll be next week, and then we'll make this pretty. But just to prove to everyone that someone is dumb enough to build this in survival, here we go. I did it. I'll see you guys next time.